So we're going. Yeah, I can hear you. So what's good, everybody? I hope you all having a good day. We're just coming to you guys today to talk about more some of these NBA trades. So I hope you all having a great. What is it? Thursday? Yeah, yeah, good Thursday. And yeah. So let's start out by talking about the Bucks trade with Kyle Kuzma and Chris Middleton. Uh, Do you see this helping the Bucks at all? Or obviously, I mean, I ain't even gonna talk really about the Wizards because has Chris Middleton even been playing? And like I said, does this help the Bucks at all? Yeah, no, I think so too. I think Kyle Kuzma could be how Chris Middleton was when they won the championship, just based on the ability to like actually score the ball, and then Kyle Kuzma also can score the ball from a gang of different areas. Like he'll post you up. He can set the ball screen. He can pick and roll. He can drop you from the perimeter. But then he's also got NBA championship experience, and I think that that'll help go a long way, especially playing with Giannis, who's already won a championship, and he knows kind of what it takes to get there too. And then you team him up with Dame Lillard, and you got a pretty good team there. But do you think that this does turn them into a NBA championship contender now, or do you think that they're just kind of still in the same place? Yeah, no, for sure. I think so too. So we can move on past that, and now we can go ahead and we can talk. Well, we could. I guess we could speak on the Wizards. I mean, if Chris Middleton gets there and actually plays and is healthy, do you feel like his veteran leadership could maybe help the Wizards out? Not necessarily like turn a corner or whatever, but just get a better culture in there. Like I said, a veteran guy who's done won championships already. He seems pretty laid back. Um, but you know what I mean? Like I said, just somebody who can kind of try to steer the ship the right way before he's done. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, for sure. I ain't gonna lie. I would be, even though I'm not the biggest fan of him, I would be excited to see if one day Jordan Poole is able to leave the Wizards and maybe go to an organization with some other skilled players who are serious, to see if he could get that Jordan Poole back as far as the one who was winning the championship with the Warriors, or to be on that type of level of winning again. But right now he's still stuck in the abyss of the DC. That's true. You know what? That's true. Moving on past that, I'm tripping. What do you think about Jimmy Butler going to your favorite team, Golden State? Well, your favorite team besides the Pacers. What do you think about Jimmy Butler going to the Golden State Warriors? And do you think that it's good for y'all, or do you wish that you would have kept Andrew Wiggins and a couple of the other guys? Kaminga, Kaminga, Pajinski. Oh yeah, I think Moody is tradable. I think that they would trade him. I always say I would, and I feel like Moody always comes off the bench and actually has uh, good games and makes big plays sometimes. But I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why Golden State went and got Jimmy Butler either, because you already got a guy who already causes havoc on the court like that. I know Jimmy Butler can make more shots and whatnot, but at the same time, he just seems like someone who's hard to get along with off the court. Um,
Yeah.
and
I
as
think
much
that
as
move was desperation.
no, yeah, for sure. But as much as people try to make him seem like he's a good team guy or whatnot, he leaves his teams out to dry a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like he's done did this same type of thing at least twice now, not if not three times. I can't remember how he acted to get out of Philly, or if it was just that the team was no good and that they needed to move on past him. But it's like I don't know. It just kind of shows you that if you're in the NBA and you made yourself a name, you're in there. You know what I mean? There's not very much you can do to stop yourself from being able to play basketball. Because if I was an NBA
Right.
team, I wouldn't want Jimmy Butler on my team.
Yeah.
So
I hear you.
hopefully the Warriors come out of this, uh,
You know
better.
I'm not a Jimmy Butler fan anyway, so
Yeah, no, hopefully they come out of it better. But I don't know. I really can't see it, especially not with the way he be acting. You know what I mean? I just that turns me off as a
yeah.
basketball fan. I just don't. I wouldn't want him to be a part of the Pacers. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be excited about him be coming over here. So, um,
Right. I wouldn't either.
oh Lord, that's so funny. I gotta get that out of there. Cannon just sent a message that said, "I don't even blame Jimmy Butler no more." As we're talking bad about it. Oh Lord. Well, anyways, so Brandon Ingram, uh, what about Brandon Ingram to Toronto? Do you think that Brandon Ingram will go over to Toronto and help them out any?
Well, he'll help him. I don't know whether the team's going to get better or not. But hey, he's a good player, so he will help. But I will say it seems like every time he gets traded to a worse team. He left the Lakers, got traded from the Lakers to the Pelicans, who wasn't a good team at the time, really. Now he's leaving the Pelicans, who's not great, but they're okay. And now he's getting shipped to Toronto. I don't know. Does that speak on what type of player and a person that he is, or is just bad luck for him?
Um, I just think that I think that he's like a quality enough player to trade to a team in hopes that the team gets better. But I don't think that he's on that level to where it's like we're a championship team and we just need one more piece so we go get him. I just think that he's a guy who I was actually like talking about with Chris Middleton, where you send him to a team filled with younger guys than him, and he goes over there and just kind of is a constant professional and shows them how to do things the right way and maybe help in that
Uh,
way.
well, I'll give you an example. I think like the Ingram man with Milwaukee, and that would have made them a better team. But instead, they went and got Kuzma.
That's true. Yeah, no, example. That's a great example, to be honest with you. But I think that once again, the thing that separates them is the fact of Kyle Kuzma has actually won a championship, and you know what I mean. He stayed consistent in who he was, even when he left LA. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, he was in
Yeah,
Washington, where they don't get a lot of pub because they don't win a lot. But Kyle Kuzma always seems to put up numbers, and then there'd be videos of him where he does some silly things sometimes. But I'm pretty sure that if you have a somebody go through every player in the NBA's every minute that they've played, all of them will have some silly shit that they've done because it just happens sometimes. But But I do think Kyle Kuzma is a good player, and I think he'll help him. I think Brandon Ingram is a good player. I think he has to go over there and stay healthy. But I think in the long run, I think that Toronto is they're kind of building an identity. I believe. I mean, you still got Scotty Barnes, who's a big guy. Then you got Brandon Ingram, who's a longer type guy, and then they got some other guys over there with good length and size and athleticism. So maybe they're trying to make their team a little bit bigger, a little bit more of an attack downhill type team rather than a 3-point shooting team, and maybe it'll make them a little bit more competitive. All right, so what do you think about the narrative of people saying that LeBron James, or I'm sorry, Luka Doncic has went to LA not just to play with LeBron, but to like study LeBron's habits as far as becoming the player that he became, and also learning how to become the face of the NBA from the face of the NBA. Do you think that that's a real narrative, or do you think that that's just something that is being said because it's Luka and it's LeBron and AD got traded? But at the end of the day, I still see that like those two teams were stuck in the same situation as they was last year and needed to move on, and they did things to help themselves move on.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Before any of that, I would like to say this. The other day, I said that I didn't think it helped the Lakers because they're given, Anthony Davis is leaving. But if you look back, like when Jordan and Pippen won all them championships, they didn't have a great center. When Golden State won their championships, they didn't have a great center. When Milwaukee won their championship, they had Brook Lopez for the center. He's not a great center. Uh, all these conspiracy theories as to why Luka went to the Lakers. I don't know whether any of that is true or not. But in my mind, if you sit back and you look at it, I think the Lakers might be able to make a real push because they still got. He's not a great center, but he's a big guy.
You talking
His name
about?
comes off the head.
Yeah, you're talking about
Light skinned dude,
yeah, Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I
State won the
mean, at the end of the day,
State won the championship with Looney at center. So I mean, come on, man.
yeah, at the end of the day, you got Luka and LeBron, and you know LeBron's gonna play because LeBron always seems to be playing.
Right. And not only that, but you got Connect, you got Reeves, you got a bunch of other players on that team.
No, you do, and
Too.
they were like, I don't know what they was away from winning, but they seemed like they were right on the cusp of getting something together to where they can win, or they have the type of personnel to help them win. Maybe with the additive of Luka Doncic, they do become a better team.
Now, back to the other stuff real quick. I just do want to ask you one question. Do you think the Dallas franchise is so nice? I would just say nice that they're sitting back and you're saying, Luka's never going to become the player that he could be unless he gets with another great player that can show him the work ethic it takes to be great. So, out of the kindness of our heart, we're going to trade him over to the Lakers so he can get with LeBron James and see how a real, true
Superstar.
professional takes care of his body.
No,
I just don't buy into
I don't
that
think
at
that
all.
neither. I don't think that either. I actually just think that, to be honest with you, I don't know. I think that Luca's a pain in the ass through the fact of like just not being the superstar that you can truly depend on. Like obviously as a player, he's a hell of a player or whatever, but just the whole in shape thing, and then it's like I watch him play and sometimes you'll see him complaining over toward his own bench about things that, to be honest with you, in my opinion, as a player, look like they're his fault. You know what I mean? A turnover that might have happened, or a foul that they called, but and they didn't review it for him or whatever. I and I just think that I don't think that he's a great leader, and I just think that they was like as great as he is, and as much money as he generates, we don't want to, you know what I mean? I'm gonna flex a little bit. Like, yeah, you are a great player, but at the end of the day, I'm the one who pays you, and I'm tired of your shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you that you're not untradeable. You know what I mean? Kick his ass up out of Dallas, sent him over there to L.A., and now you're gonna have real scrutiny. You know what I mean? If you don't come back and you're not in great shape, or if you're not out there and you're not really producing wins the way that you should, they're going to be on your ass more than Dallas was. So I think that I just think that it is what it is. I think that and I think that both teams are going to be decent after the fact. But the last thing that I want to say is I still will say this. I think the San Antonio Spurs ended up with the best trade so far with getting De'Aaron Fox. Yesterday ended up with 24 points and 13 assists, and they won. And I just think that that trend will continue with San Antonio winning, but because they have a great point guard now and they got a great big man now, and then they got pieces all in the middle, in between. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward and just so we got some disappointing news. Just found out that Canelo versus Crawford, the boxing match is no longer going forward. I don't know why or who jumped out of it, but I think that sucks. I would have liked to see those two guys fight. Um, Both of them great fighters. He says he bets Canelo backs out. I think that it probably is Canelo too, because they said that Crawford was with every clause that Canelo threw at him, like as far as like I don't want to have to be weight drained or whatever, so there is no certain type of weight they have to actually step into the ring at. They just have to hit 168 when they get on the scales the day prior to the fight. But I ain't gonna lie. I would say I believe it's probably Canelo Alvarez who backed up out of it off the strength of Crawford was down for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Crawford wasn't scared of him.
Nah, not at all. And yeah, that sucks. I would have really liked to see that. But like I said, so
But Canelo wouldn't have.
just wanted to bring that back up, and then gonna move on to the picks of the day. So as I say the team names, you go ahead and tell me who you think's gonna win. If I agree, I'll just agree, and if I don't agree, I'll say why I don't agree. All right, so the Mavericks versus the Celtics, and we did just see De'Aaron Fox play with the San Antonio Spurs. So as long as Anthony Davis is healthy, we could possibly be seeing him play for the Mavericks today versus the Celtics, and they got Porzingis, and they're seemingly pretty healthy as well.
I'm going with Boston.
I'm gonna go with Boston too. All right. You know what? Nah, I'm gonna go with the Mavericks, and I'm gonna go with the Mavericks just off the strength of if Anthony Davis is playing, him and Kyrie Irving. First game, I think it'll be explosive. I think that they'll come out and do numbers, and I think they'll win the game, even though they're playing in Boston too. Probably wrong. I ain't gonna lie. The Rockets versus the Timberwolves. That's a good game in the West.
Man, I think the Timberwolves need to win, so I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
I'm going with the Timberwolves too. I think Anthony Edwards just played really good either last night or a couple nights ago. So I think that they'll go ahead and take that one. The Magic versus the Nuggets.
Nuggets.
I'm going to go with the Magic. I like the Magic. I've been going with the Magic, and they've kept losing. I'm going to stick with the Magic. I like the young team. All right.
Yeah.
The Kings versus the Trailblazers.
Kings.
Kings versus Trailblazers. You going with the
They've
Kings.
been playing better since the trade.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm going to go with the Kings too. All right. The Warriors versus the Lakers.
Ooh, that's tonight.
Yep.
Man, I'm gonna go with. Man, I wanna go.
Go with who?
The Lakers.
You going with the Lakers? I'm going with the
Yeah.
Warriors. I think Steph Curry's gonna go crazy. All right, and then the Pacers versus the Clippers.
Pacers just got their ass whooped the other night, so I'm gonna take the Pacers.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Pacers as well. So we can go ahead and wrap this up. But before we do, here goes a funny video.